I'd like to welcome everyone to the December 19th, 2013 Blount County Board of Commissioners meeting. And on behalf of the Commission, wish each and every one of you a Merry Christmas. At this time, if you would please give your attention to the emergency evacuation procedures.
Before we get started, let me read the emergency evacuation procedures. In the event of an emergency evacuation, an alarm will sound. Everyone should exit the building by way of the nearest stairwell in a safe and effective manner. If the nearest stairwell is blocked by smoke, use the other stairwell. Do not use the elevator. Once you have reached the main floor, follow the exit signs to exit the building and quickly proceed away from the building. Please be mindful of others evacuating and of emergency vehicles.
At this time, the Commission will come to order. Please register your presence by voting yes.
You have 20 present, one absence. You have a quorum.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. The Chair will now stand for motion to set the agenda.
So moved. Second.
Mr. Carver moves. Burkhalter moves and Carver seconds. Discussion. Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to set the agenda. Vote no not to set.
You have 20 yeses.
20 yes, 1 absent. The agenda is set as published. Moving to agenda item B, the consent calendar. The chair will stand for motion on to approve the consent calendar. Mr. Lael moves. Mr. French seconds. Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to approve the consent calendar. Vote no not to approve the consent calendar.
You have 20 yeses.
20 yes, 1 absent. Consent calendar is approved. Moving to agenda item C, input on items on the agenda. Ms. King, if you'll come forward, please.
I'm Linda King with Citizens for Blount County's Future. I'll be speaking on F, 2C, and 3. I'm addressing the $186,000 that the schools want to spend on tracks and bleachers. In my hand is a list of 14 Blount County school capital projects. It includes new roofs, gutters and downspouts, heating and air conditioning work, electrical upgrades, replacement boilers, repair to leaking canopies, repair of geothermal systems, renovation to pump house and water lines, and footer repair. These projects are referred to as priorities. Nowhere on this list are tracks and bleachers. Our school buildings need upkeep, and yet this $186,000 expense is sports related. Since when does school sports, an extracurricular activity, take precedence over education and required maintenance they call priority? Education seems to have hit the back burner as we dumb down our kids. The recent policy allowing students grade through to 12 to BYOT, bring your own technology, proves that fact. Teachers will have no control. Kids will have free reign with each student on their own device, if they have one, instead of every student following the course outline steps together. So where are our school priorities? Board member Treadway was quoted as saying that William Blount officials have to set up partitions at the vocational building whenever it rains, and that it's embarrassing. So after this money is spent on tracks and bleachers, the school will be back to the commission for additional money for necessities. Something is very wrong here. Just as something was very wrong at the agenda meeting when the lack of an appraisal for the sale of the Boys and Girls Club was discussed. The agenda chairman clearly made the comment It isn't the Commission's responsibility to protect the interests of the taxpayers. My comment to that is, if any one of you don't think you are elected to that position to protect the interests of the private sector taxpayers, then you don't belong in that seat. And that chairman is running for judgeship. Thank you, and Merry Christmas.
We have a motion to adopt Resolution 13-12-004, declaring the Old Boys and Girls Club property at 241 Curry Avenue in Maryville, Tennessee as surplus property. Mr. Folks, you're recognized, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This resolution authorizes the sale of a large building and surrounding property. We established at the agenda meeting that no appraisal has been done on this property. Consequently, those that are going to conduct the sale of this property have no way to judge whether the taxpayers are getting a good deal. This approach does not pass my common sense test. Therefore, I'm voting no on this resolution.
Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to adopt the resolution. Vote no not to adopt.
You have 19 yeses and 1 no and 1 absent.
19 yes, 1 no, 1 absent. The resolution's adopted. Moving to item F1A, the chair will stand for motion on F1A, a budget transfer, Circuit Court Clerk in the amount of $25,439. Mr. Hasty, I heard as motion maker. Mr. French seconds. The motion is to approve the budget transfer. Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to approve the transfer. Vote no not to approve.
You have 18 yeses, 1 no, 1 abstain, and 1 absent.
18 yes, 1 no, 1 abstain. The budget transfer is approved. Next item of business is F1B. The chair will stand for motion on budget transfer, other general administration in the amount of $26,717. Ms. Lambert moves. Mr. Commissioner Wright seconds. The motion is to approve the budget transfer. Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to approve the transfer. Vote no not to approve.
You have 19 yeses and 1 abstain and 1 absent.
19 yes, 1 abstain, 1 absent. The budget transfer is approved. The next item of business is F2A. Chair will stand for motion on F2A Resolution 13-12-009 to amend the general county fund budget by $32,269. Ms. Lambert moves. Mr. Sample seconds. The motion is to adopt Resolution 13-12-009. Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to adopt the resolution. Vote no not to adopt.
You have 19 yes and 1 abstain and 1 absent.
19 yes, 1 abstain, 1 absent. The resolution's adopted. Next item of business is F2B, Resolution 13-12-010, to amend the general purpose school fund budget by $9,009. Mr. French moves.
Second.
Mr. Folks seconds. The motion is to adopt Resolution 13-12-010. Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to adopt the resolution. Vote no not to adopt.
So 20 yeses and one absent.
20 yes, 1 absent. The resolution is adopted. Next item of business is F2C. Chair will stand for motion on item F2C, Resolution 13-12-011, to amend the General Construction Budgets Fund budget by $186,500. Mr. Burkhalter moves. Mr. Helton seconds. Mr. Folks, you're recognized, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This resolution authorizes $186,500 to upgrade 2 running tracks and to upgrade some bleachers. We are being told by the school board and the schools that our kids desperately need new textbooks. We're also being told that 2 of our schools need new roofs, and 1 needs a new air conditioning system. Against this background, this request seems to reflect some very odd priorities by our schools. It doesn't pass the common sense test, and I cannot vote for it. Thank you.
Commissioner Lambert, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The question I have is, this funding or this money can only be used for construction, not for textbooks or any other purpose?
Commissioner Lambert, is that a question to the chair?
Well, actually, I was asking Gary.
You can't speak directly to Commissioner Farmer. I can recognize Commissioner Farmer, or I can recognize the Budget Director.
Mr. Vineyard.
Mr. Vineyard, you're recognized, sir.
That is a correct statement. It can only be used for capital projects.
Could this money be possibly used for roofing and air conditioning rather than tracks and extracurricular things?
If they meet the
Mr.
county's
Vineyard, you're
policy,
recognized. Please.
I apologize. If it meets the county's policy for definition of a capital project, then yes, it would be suitable.
I've got a problem with the tracks and this type of thing when the buildings need maintenance, when the air conditioning is out, this type of thing for the comfort and safety of the children. Unless this money is diverted, I can't support it.
Longevity. How long do they last? How many years? Or is it, and I don't know where you want to send that question.
I would like to see if Commissioner Farmer could help us on that.
10 years.
Thank you, Mr. Farmer. Commissioner Samples, you're recognized.
Hi, I'm like Commissioner Birchfield. I don't know who to ask this question, but
All-
our information here does not indicate the vote of the school board. Would you have that information, Commissioner? Unanimous. That's all I wanted to know. Thank you.
Commissioner Lambert, you're recognized.
That was my question, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to adopt the resolution. Vote no not to adopt.
You have 18 yeses, 2 noes, and 1 absent.
18 yes, 2 no, 1 absent. The resolution's adopted. Next item of business is F3, Chair will stand for motion on F3, Resolution 13-12013, to declare the attached list of personal property surplus and available for sale at internet auction. Lewis and Carver. Motion is to adopt Resolution 13-12013. Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to adopt the resolution. Vote no not to adopt.
You have 20 yeses and 1 absent.
20 yes, 1 absent. The resolution is adopted. The next item of business is F4, a request to approve a grant application for the Civil Defense 2014 HMEPG grant. Mr. Kaler moves. Mr. Carver seconds. The motion is to approve the grant application. Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to approve the grant application. Vote no not to approve.
You have 20 yeses and 1 absent.
20 yes, 1 absent. The grant application is approved. Next item of business is F5. The chair will stand for motion on F5. Resolution 13-12014 to approve the budget calendar for the fiscal year 2014 to 2015. Mr. Lael moves. Mr. Sample seconds. The motion is to adopt Resolution 13-12014. Commissioner Folks, you're recognized, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. For some time now, I've observed that there's almost no time provided in this budget calendar for a discussion of the budget by the full commission. And that results in this full commission spending maybe an hour, 2 hours at the most on a $170 million budget. That doesn't make any sense to me. I'm not going to vote for this calendar. Thank you.
Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to adopt the resolution. Vote no not to adopt.
You have 19 yeses and 1 no and 1 absent.
19 yes, 1 no, 1 absent. The resolution is adopted. The next item of business is F6. The chair will stand for a motion on F6, Resolution 13-12012, authorizing the issuance of not to exceed $6,700,000 in aggregate principal amount of hospital revenue refunding bonds, making provision for the issuance, sale, and payment of said bonds, establishing the terms thereof and the disposition of the proceeds therefrom, providing for the collection and the disposition of revenues from the county's hospital for the payment of principal and of the interest on the bonds, and for the approving of the trust indenture and related documents, and authorizing the execution and delivery therefore. Mr. Lewis moves. Mr. Sample seconds. My goodness. Mr. Lewis, you're recognized.
Yeah, just I think to recap, kind of synopsis of this motion. The whole process with the hospital bonds were bid out. Low bid came in from First Tennessee Bank. That's a 1.57% fixed 5.5-year rate with no prepayment penalty. And my understanding is also the hospital board has approved this already earlier this week. So I would certainly recommend that this body passes this resolution.
Commissioner Lael, you're recognized, sir.
Thank you, sir. I would move for the previous question.
Motion, previous question. Is there a second? Made second over here. samples. Mr. Commissioner, second. Motion to previous second's been made and seconded. It's not debatable. Vote yes to end discussion. Vote no to continue discussion. Please vote. Commissioner Lael.
Oh, I'm sorry, my button stuck.
Did 18 yeses, 2 noes, and 1 absent?
18 yes, 2 noes. Motion previous question carries. The pending motion is to adopt Resolution 13-12-012. Vote yes to adopt the resolution. Vote no not to adopt.
Got 20 yeses.
20 yes, 0 no, 1 absent. The resolution is adopted. The next item of business is F7. The chair will stand for a motion on Resolution 13-12-003 to allow safe passage in Blount County, Tennessee for a certain visitor from the North Pole.
Move for adoption.
Mr. French moves. Ms. Lambert seconds.
Mr. Chairman, could I ask that the entire commission be entered in as co-sponsors to this resolution? If they would so.
Without objection, all members are added as sponsors. Hearing no objection, so ordered. Commissioner Farmer, you are recognized, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This resolution is introduced in the memory of the late Commissioner Richard Williams, Jr. Be it resolved by this Board of Commissioners, Blount County, Tennessee, in session and assembled this the 19th day of December 2013. Whereas the runways at McGee Tyson Airport have been extended, the Superintendent of Highways has worked diligently with the Tennessee Department of Transportation on facilitating a safe landing pad in Blount County. And whereas the inspection of Santa's sleigh has revealed that the sleigh, while old, is in remarkable condition. And by recommending the proper diet and exercise throughout the year, the veterinarians of Blount County have given a clean bill of health to 8 tiny reindeer. And whereas the Sheriff's Department of Blount County, the deputies are willing to give their time and effort to protect travel on December 24th, and the physicians of the county have examined this portly old gentleman from the North Pole and found him in the best of health. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners of Blount County, Tennessee, that this portly old gentleman be extended all of the rights, courtesies, and privileges to travel throughout this county to deliver gifts, goodwill, charity, and happiness, and a jolly ho, ho, ho to all Blount Countyans. And be it further resolved that a point in time be called from December 24, 6 p.m. to December 25 at 6 p.m., 6 a.m. rather, that the Blount County Legislative Body wishes all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and a jolly ho, ho, ho to you all.
Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to adopt Resolution 13-12-003. Vote no not to adopt.
Got 20 yeses.
20 yes, 1 absent. The resolution's adopted. At this time, we'll move to item G on the agenda, statements and announcements. Seeing no lights. I do see one light.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. If you would please I would like to request that Mr. Kirby come to the middle of the arena.
Mr. Commissioner Kirby, I believe that in order that Deputy Clerk Pitts come forward also. Deputy Clerk.
Deputy Clerk. Ms. Pitts, if you would please come forward. Mr. Herron, if you would please leave the back room and come to the front room, please. Each and every meeting,
You still have the floor, Commissioner.
we are joined by these two individuals. Mr. Herron in the back room, Ms. Pitts preparing our packets for us. They're the reason we are able to conduct our meetings as we do. I think it is very appropriate that each year at this time we do a little collection to show our appreciation. Mr. Kirby did that the other night, and I would like for all to know how much we do appreciate Mr. Herron and Ms. Pitts.
Thank you. Commission will come to order. Now move to item H on the agenda, public input on items not on the agenda. Ma'am, if you'll come forward and introduce yourself, please.
I'm Jamie Daly from 10th District, and it'd be nice if all of the meetings could be this jolly, but I'm going to end it on a sour note. There was an article in the paper about the bicycle trail to the Smoky Mountains, and I've already talked to two of you, but I want to impress upon everyone how this trail to the mountains is part of Agenda 21. And some of you may think you know what Agenda 21 is, but when I was going to pick up my Mitt Romney things that I put in my yard during the election, the Republican, what do we call that, headquarters were selling a book called Behind the Green Mask. And I hope that each and every one of you will read it, because it foretells of a very, very, very dim future. And this greenway is part of it. They have to have greenways in Agenda 21 because there's not going to be any cars for citizens. There will be no private property for citizens. If any of you have ever seen the manual for Agenda 21, I have seen it. It's very large, like a phone book with 9,000 pages. And I doubt that many of our leaders in Congress have ever read it either. Anytime you hear the words regionalism, be scared. When you hear the word green, be scared. Wilderness areas, be frightened. Because the goal of Agenda 21 is to get us all into one crowded little city where we will live 300 square feet per person. Only the government people will have freedom to move around. And I know you think this is radical, but it is not. If you read this book, you will see how it has happened in California, and they're trying to do it here. I just want you to open your hearts and your minds to listen to people that talk to you about Agenda 21. And I'm sure Blount Countyans don't want to spend, how much are we, the county would be responsible for roughly, it looks like $25 million to pay for this wonderful bicycle trail when they told us it was going to be a government grant.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Contrary to the previous speaker's comments, I will not let the last commission of 2013 end on a sour note. Thank you. With that being said, I've got 2 comments and a question, but I want to predicate that with a few things. I want to thank my fellow commissioners for a fruitful, rewarding year. I want to thank the public for showing up at the meetings and for their comments. And my last 2 comments and question is, ho, 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 Merry Christmas. And my question, would anyone care for some Kool-Aid?
I'd just like to answer the lady that was speaking. This commission passed a resolution against UN Agenda 21, and I co-sponsored a national resolution against UN Agenda 21. But the remarks you are making are true. People better wake up, and they'd better listen and read. Thank you for your comments.